I'd love to know, how do you integrate principles of both these disciplines to approach sustainability and resilience in urban environments?
Right. So as I a little bit touched on before, so the environmental engineering background gives me the technical know-how to understand what the lenses can be to look at, environmental conservation or environmental degradation. Just to give a few example, PM 2.5, PM 0.5, PM, and different SOx and NOx and air pollutants, water pollutants, how to measure them, and what resources are there to be able to, even show the public that what is the uh, status right now of the region. So that is something that comes from the environmental engineering background of mine. Urban planning, as I told you before, gives me that lens where this all ties down to the lowest level, and it can't be just a greenwashing of things. It has to be tied down with the economic and social perspectives so as to be resilient, so as to be sustainable for the longer term. So all of that together kind of helps me guide myself over guiding any plan as to whether this will be something which will be good for people. For example, there can be an environmental conservation plan where, we are developing a park, making it really good for people. But if that park really goes well and, that development leads to the housing prices go up in that region and leads to displacement of people, it does not exactly help the social lens. So to have that whole perspective together actually helps big time, and plan for these solutions to go on and stay for a long time.
It's really urban planning, and that social contextual understanding really helps you in terms of thinking analytically, and the technical know-how. You already have that strength, but being able to combine it with that
Yes.
social knowledge can really reshape the way that you are approaching or creating projects. That's what it sounds like. You mentioned, you use a lot of these kind of cutting edge data driven research and analysis in your work. Can you,
Mhm.
and you also interestingly do a lot of work around applying deep learning and machine learning concepts to drive innovation in regional planning policy. AI in the space of urban planning comes with its own set of challenges, and I'm sure there's probably some amount of controversy around it, but there's so much also power in being able to utilize algorithms in places that would require a lot more human effort to achieve the same things.
I'm happy that you put that point here. Yeah, there are a lot of challenges when trying to put this into the planning perspective, putting the applications of AI and deep learning and machine learning and overall cutting edge data driven methods into planning. There are a lot of challenges because say challenges with data, challenges with the accessibility of certain kinds of data that you need. But I think that is exactly where even the solutions pose themselves, because these new AI methods, these new data driven methodologies, they actually pose a solution where, for example, now there is text analysis available where we can actually use NLP or natural language processing to analyze texts, and not just one at a time, but to analyze thousands of texts, public comments, or planning documents, to be able to categorize them in a certain way. Okay, say we are using certain kinds of elements more in our planning documents, or some things are missing in those documents. Or when you're looking at community input, you're looking at what community are mostly concerned about, and to put that into categories, say safety, biking, accidents, or transportation, or environment. And to put these categories, we can actually show, as a data analyst, I can show where what concerns actually are taking precedence over others, and what the community really wants us to work on. And then to be able to even put them on a map where exactly people are having which problem and where they're having a different problem, and then to guide our solutions according to that. And that is just one example, say NLP, natural language processing. But these tools, the new tools that are coming up, computer vision, and say advanced regression models. These actually help us in going ahead with, say, a better predictive modeling, getting better accuracies, being able to achieve lower standard errors, and to be able to, say, get those techniques in to create better forecasts for the future. And then there are techniques like satellite imagery that we also use to actually be able to get that holistic environmental data that is there for, say, the whole national level, and then to kind of go down from there to your own regional level and to be able to see, okay, how our region stands, in say in comparison with the whole nation. And then there is a host of data in satellite imagery that is available from back 40 years back, and to be able to use that to be able to see how the development has been over the years and to track that. So that really helps us. That is just as the problem exists, that yeah, the challenges are there, the solutions also exist, and these new solutions are something that I think data analysts have a responsibility to bring into urban planning. And it is an amazing time to be working in this thing.